Y'all got that song for free. I'm just now going live over here. I apologize to everybody out there in YouTube world. I thought I was live. I was so geeked off the TikTok love I'm getting over here. All right. Thank you for joining. I belong to God. Thank you for joining Hawaiian Bays, Pines 100. Thank y'all for joining me on TikTok tonight. Staying up late with me. All right. So let me go to the screen share. No battle was bigger than the Battle of Gettysburg. I'm gonna break that down for you. Taibu, why are you talking about the Civil War? Because people, the analogy. So as a life coach, I'm helping people transition from what they don't want to be anymore. Right? They could have just found themselves in this situation and don't want to stay there. It could be a divorce. It could be the children of divorcees, even as adults. When you're adult parents and your adult kids and the adults divorce, they still have to go through a transition of dealing with that mentally and emotionally, right? So functionally speaking, if you want to transition from being fat, overweight, out of shape, and not liking it, if you're fat and you love your body positive, do your thing. But if you do not like having to go to the store and shop in that section for that dress, ladies, fellas, if you're tired of not being able to tuck your shirt in and look fit and firm, I'm the guy. So I'm the person that helps folks do this. But the problem I seem to have lately, it's not about a generational thing. I'm not saying this generation soft or whatever. What I'm saying is that this generation, for some reason, it's easier to trick and fool you guys and gals into believing that that transition is going to be easy. It's not. So I'm thinking, what can I do to help my new incoming clients? The ones I already have, they understand it. I'm breaking them down, giving them the EFC and the Goal Leadership Training System, right? So they're working on it. But for folks coming in, I don't want to have so much angst. I don't want to be like this with my new clients. So I'm bringing you guys in with the mentality that it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war. The important thing to note about the Battle of Gettysburg was more lives were lost in this one engagement than the other battles in the war. It was the bloodiest single battle of the war with more than 50,000 casualties. Now, if you watch college football, professional football, that's half the stadium dead, fighting to either stay the same or to progress. It was also the turning point in the war as it ended the Confederate invasion of the North. The old you is invading your progressive thoughts. As a confirmed genius, what I'm doing for many of you right now is helping you to understand how come you've gone through that cycle of seeing some improvement, falling back, seeing some improvement, falling back, getting worse. Because the old you is invading that progressive thought pattern, that progressive thought process, that willingness to change. That's the civil war you have to go through. Are you listening to me? Am I helping someone tonight? Let me try it a different way. All right. Let me try it a different way because y'all don't seem to be hearing me. Y'all just popping in and popping out. You don't want this. Okay, fine. But I'm doing the Civil War study so you understand what I'm saying. If you do your research, the South was at one point going so hard and winning so many skirmishes that they invaded the Northern Territories. You guys watch all those movies, you see the North winning, movies like Glory, you see, no. The South meant business. The part of you that you want to change doesn't want to change, people, and it's going to fight you to stay that way. If you do a good job saving your money, you get the budget together, you're up 10 G's. And all of a sudden, there's, There's so many things to do now. Oh, I got the money to do it now. Oh, girl, we're gonna go out. Man, look, let's have let's guys' night out. And you lose that discipline because the old you was saying, you've arrived. Go ahead, spend it all up. The new progressive you knows the art to making money is in accumulation. So there's going to have to be money you just don't touch. Ever. That's how you are worth more year by year, month by month. But the old you doesn't want you to change your spending habits. So it invades your thoughts. It invades your emotions. It invades your mental space. I really want you guys, if you're up this late, you might as well get something out of it. The Civil War is the perfect analogy for anyone that wants to change. Stop going for the fancy ads. He's just a guy with a microphone. No, I'm not. I'm a guy with a microphone that's been through what you're about to go through. That was a mouthful, right? It made a difference, didn't it? I'm a guy with the microphone that's been through what you're going to go through. If you really want to change, this is what's going to happen. First, you need more manpower. You need help. You need assistance. Trust me, you do. If you're leaning to your own understanding, whether you're a Christian or not, if you're leaning to your own understanding to progress, it's not going to happen. You cannot win the war. The new progressive you cannot win the war against the old you, the same you, without adding manpower. You need resources. You need resources. And for every man that fought in the Union, that fought for the Union against the Confederate States, they needed guns. They needed to be fed, clothed properly. Resources, ammunitions, resources. You're going to have to add manpower and resources to go to war against yourself. Keep playing with it. Don't do it. This year, your New Year's resolution, if it doesn't involve Taibu Mu'addib and first step coaching, I'll see you in the summer. I'll be calling your phone this summer. You'll be downloading my free workbook, The Identifier of Your Purpose or Your Problem, either or. I'll take either or. If you can identify your purpose or your problem with my free workbook, my #1 publication, you're on your way. You're on your way. All right? Just send it to you straight. You're on your way. I can't say any better than that. And not gonna play any games with you. I'm as direct as they come. I made a name for myself in fitness by giving it to my clients straight. Now, as a coach and a speaker, I'm gonna give it to you straight. Yes, I'm is. Appreciate you guys for joining me up late, the late show. I'm gonna give you a show. You want a show? I'm gonna give you a show. Don't let the nice clothing fool you. I've been down before. I know what it's like to, sadly, I know what it's like to go without. I know what it's like to have to do with very little. If you want to know what my life was like for years at a time, I challenge you. Spend 6 hours in your bathroom. Just 6. Just go in there, close the door. No cell phone. A book, maybe. A magazine. Do 6 hours in there. Have a family member or a friend come by, knock on the door, and slide you a plate of food in there. Not fast food or nothing like that. Like, I don't know, some stir fry. Not nothing extravagant. Just heat the stir fry bag up. Put some pieces of meat in there. It could be summer sausage or something, and hand through the door. Couple pieces of bread. And then hand it back out when you get done. And stand out 6 hours. Do 6 hours in the bathroom. And imagine that being 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Yeah. That was my life. And that was my life. And it wasn't anybody else's fault but mine. Even the last time when I proved on paper that I didn't do it, I was falsely accused, wrongfully convicted, and that they had to commit crimes to convict me. Yeah. Got the feds involved, FBI investigating everybody in the court. It didn't change my situation or circumstance. So I had to ask myself, I said, Taibu, when did you lose control? What decision was the catalyst to leading you down this path? You've written books. You got 12 books published online already. You're starting to this movement. Back in your kids' lives, you're doing well, you're working good. What decision was it? Oh, I'm going somewhere. And when I pinpointed the decision, I drew the line. And I took myself to war. That was 2016. Red Granite Congressional Facility, Red Granite, Wisconsin. Took myself to war. And I'd like to tell you that it was victory after victory. It wasn't. I lost some battles. The old me reared its ugly head plenty of times. It even invaded my new life a couple of times. But I had a winning strategy. I'm going to break it down for you. Effort. Even in a loss, I had connected with my level of effort so much that when I took a loss, I went straight to that. Did I put a great enough effort into utilizing the new skills I had learned to avoid that situation? And if the answer was no, just more effort. I got to put more effort into it. All right. When I took a loss, was I sticking to the plan? Was I executing the plan to perfection? Or had I strayed away from it? Commitment. How committed was I to this new life? The EFC workbook is how you change, people. The EFC workbook, when you go through the introduction part, just getting to the first stage of that workbook, you have to draw the line. Oh yeah, you have to draw the line. But let me be clear. Out of the 5 major battles, it was this one that turned the tide. The bloodiest battle of the whole war. The single body count, highest body of the whole war. You're not getting what I'm saying at almost midnight, after midnight. If you're up this late, you might as well get something from this. All the fighting that happened up until this point, and the South was winning. You can be fighting and fighting and fighting your old self, and it can take over. It can invade your whole new life. It's your strategy and your commitment to it. You can walk it on back. I'm helping you guys out here. What I'm saying is with a coach on your side, you have the accountability and someone looking over your roadmap and saying, hey, so you, all right. Okay, but what we had agreed upon was, so you knew that. Okay, so you, but what we agreed upon, you see what I'm saying? Because you need that. When you lose those battles, you need somebody there to say, hey, look, you didn't stick to the plan. Now I have course curriculums for those of you out there who are suffering from low emotional intelligence, from anxiety and depression. Those aren't crutches, people. They're real conditions that can be overcome with more effort, focus, and commitment. Now, there will be doctors and big pharma that tell you, no, you need medication. It's not true. It's not true. I'll agree with them to prove it's not true. Because if you put more effort into utilizing holistic techniques and practices to handle your depression and your anxiety, you won't need them. And they want you to need them because it puts dollars in their pockets, whether you get better or not. That's the hard truth. Whether you get better or not, they get paid. Like a lawyer, whether you get off in the case or not, they get paid. You got to pay them up front. That might sound cold. That's the way it is. When you take yourself to a war, take it from somebody that knows, that went through it. And you need someone like me that has the lived experience to walk you through it. Taibu Mu'addib, give us more. I'm gonna stop sharing this. Taibu Mu'addib, give us more. What was a moment? What was your Gettysburg? When did it really get bad? When did the old you really invade your new life? I think one of the tougher moments was when I got into it with my daughter. You know, she had been, man, trying my patience for a couple years. And when I snapped and I snatched her up, it lasts all of 7 minutes probably, but I gave her a good shakeup, good physical shakeup, and that was the old me just dealing with, my problems with force. And it was tough, she didn't want to stay with me anymore, and there was a lot of conversation about it, but I had gotten so close with her that her not being there, it floored me. It had been me and her day for day for 2.5 years, so it just really was really tough, when she decided she didn't want to stay there anymore. It's tough. She might not never know. It was really tough. So I had to look at, my plan, and I looked at the level of effort I had put into being a good father, and uh showing concern and making it a safe atmosphere for her, and what my commitment to that was. you know Not everybody's gonna forgive you, people. Not everybody's gonna give you a second chance. you know I think it was something that had been a long time coming. um and I would have liked to her to been like, Dad, I understand. I've been really tough on you. I mean, I don't condone, you're snapping on me and snatching me up, ragdolling me pretty much. But, you know, I understand, you've been working, two jobs, you've been going through a lot. I mean, though she could have found, I can't say excuses, but reasons to like say, hey, let's keep working at it, Dad, but she didn't want to. And that was tough for me. Right. And so, my commitment to my overall strategy is what helped me to win that war. I lost that battle in a major way. It was tough. Yeah, I just can't describe for you guys how tough it was. That first week, it was tough. A friend came over and cooked for me and helped me, clean up. I was like in a almost a catatonic comatose state. We were that close and connected, I felt. Many of you understand, many parents understand, whether you go through what I went through or not, or you make a mistake I made or not, when that child runs away or something like that, it's just that when that child's gone, it's tough. It's really tough. Even though she was alive, I was damn near going through bereavement. You know what I mean? Like it was that tangible. Um, but I was committed to my strategy. I reached out to her a couple of times. No go. Okay, fine. That's the choice they want to make. I'm still moving forward. But that was my real battle at Gettysburg because, I didn't stop believing in myself, what I was about, what I was accomplishing, what I had accomplished up to that point, the value I added to her life. It wasn't like that one moment, no matter how bad or terrible it seemed to her or to me or to us both, and how it affected our relationship. That just wasn't going to define all the hard work I put into to building that relationship, building her as a person, showing her what she needed to see, put my expectations into her head, all those things. So just that one moment, I could have looked at myself like, oh, you're still the same, just forget about it. Just keep doing what you was doing before. But I didn't, because I had a winning strategy. And so we can't force our young people to be obedient. We want to raise them to have obedient hearts, and have structure. We can't force it on them, though. Um, it doesn't make a difference now that she's found out that, all the things that she was rebelling against, she needs now as an independent young woman trying to make it in the world. Um, so, um, that's like a consolation prize. But I'm telling you right now, that was probably my Gettysburg as far as where I was and where I'm at now. Like when my old life really reared its ugly head and really invaded into my new progress and everything that I had worked for, and was trying to threaten to tear it all back down and having negative thoughts and all this crazy stuff. Um, and I'll tell you, conversationally, I had a coach in my life. I mean, I had literally started seeking out more manpower, and I had decided upon my now coach and mentor, Terrell Jones. So I'm telling you guys right now, meeting Terrell Jones at that time when I was at an emotional low, when I was doubting myself and everything that I had worked for, when I was missing my child, when I was, going through so much, going through so much. Coach T, he was like, "Oh, well, this is what we got to do, Taibu." Like, he just put me to work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I drown myself in work, but it made such a difference then to hear somebody say, "Hey, look, let's just talk about it. Okay, I hear where you're coming from. This is what I think you should do. Do you agree? Okay, you do. All right, look, this is how much I charge for my program. Can you meet that? Not right now? Okay, let me know when you can." And that's how it started. Called him back a week later, man. I got it up. Okay, cool. Let's start. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you access to it. Everything that I learned, I can now offer to you guys. And trust me, you need more manpower to take yourself to war. Investing in my own coaching is why I look like this now, why I talk like this now, why I'm able to break these concepts down for you guys like your 4-year-olds now. When I went through my Gettysburg battle with myself, when the old me was trying to invade into the new progressive thoughts and emotions, it was my effort, focus, and commitment that helped me overcome that, stand strong, and make my move out of state and set up shop here and make quality connections here, establish solid relationships, build a good name and a good legacy here. Do I get along with everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Have I helped people? Have I been a benefit and a blessing to this community? Absolutely. Without question. Without question. Five major battles. You guys can research other 4. I want you to know that there are 5. And so to make sure you understand, let me go to the screen share. I want to give you guys the breakdown. 5 major battles of the Civil War. And what I did for you guys was I looked up the 5 major five major things a person has to overcome to get in shape. And this is physical shape and financial shape. All right. Since I specialize in helping people improve their physical condition and physical level of fitness, I'm going to screen share for you guys things about physical health. If your financial health or your emotional health is bad too, we can get on that definitely. Effort, focus, and commitment, change agent, it applies. So what I screen shared was excessive weight, obesity, and health. All right. It says losing weight may improve some weight-related health conditions. Many people who carry excess weight, losing 5 to 50% of their total weight can improve some health issues. Now, when you look at this picture here, this diagram, if you will, if you're really overweight, your body's going to break down from head to toe. I mean, literally, there are lines that go to the whole body from head to toe. Obstructive sleep apnea, heart disease, high cholesterol, diabetes and prediabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, asthma, reactive airway disease, high blood pressure, polycystic ovary syndrome, osteoarthritis. When you look at the head to toe of all the things that are going to happen to you that are preventable if you're out of shape, without question, you got to take yourself to war. This is what's at stake. What was at stake back then was the slavery that people that look like me were suffering at the hands of Confederate plantation owners. People in the South that was their way of life. Owning literally chattel slavery means you're the same as a cup to your master. Toss it out, throw it away, life no good. A defective spoon. Oh, it's defective. It doesn't go with the bunch. Throw it away. Chattel slavery. Look it up. That was what was at stake. 4 million people enslaved. That's what was at stake. But for your physical health, this is what's at stake. Not only are you going to die sooner, but your quality of life is going to suck while you're alive. It's the bottom line. And not just how you feel physically and breaking down and having to be on medications and you can't have fun like everybody else and you can't run and play and dance because you're short of breath. Not just that, but the social aspects, being snickered at behind your back, all the fat jokes and whatever else, whatever have you, getting snubbed. Just feeling unattractive in a room full of fit people. That's why you make the decision. That's why you draw the line and take yourself to war. This is what civil war is all about. The new progressive you has to understand that this is how serious it is. The fat obese you is going to fight you tooth and nail. All right. Let's look at this for what it is. This is this is an article on body positivity. Got to see this, people. You got to see this. All right. Got to see this. This is what's at stake, folks. The great body acceptance debate. What it's basically saying, everybody, is there are so many people who lost their own personal civil war. I mean, the South won. There are so many fat, out of shape people demanding the right to be fat and be accepted because they did not take themselves to war with the proper manpower or the proper resources to win it. So they're putting it on you and me to accept them. They want to be 378 pounds and wear spandex and not be laughed at in public. Can you believe that? A battle over the perils of obesity is playing out in pop culture and the medical community. Climbing obesity rates fuel related illnesses like type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. Bariatric surgery, a drastic measure typically for the middle age, is becoming more routine for extremely obese adolescents. Obesity-related absences among U.S. employees cost the country as much as $6.38 billion annually in productivity. And scientists say severe weight gain is contributing to shrinking U.S. lifespans. So I'm not making this up. It says right here, it can list the 10 worst states for youth obesity. The stigma overweight people face too often is thinly veiled by a purported concern for our health, amounting to well-intended bullying that only ends up compounding the harms we face. If so many are, as they claim, just concerned about fat people's health, the best way to express that concern is to address the overwhelming stigma facing fat people in doctors' offices. That's my deadpan face. For fat people, stop pointing the finger, gosh darn it, and start pointing the thumb. The buck stops here. Draw the line. Take your fat self to civil war. Take your fat self to war and let the progressive little you come out. You just need to add a coach. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. No one forced you to be fat. Do you know I was in corporate fitness for a year and a half recently. And there was a number of people who were overweight that claimed a surgery made them fat, uh, uh, medication they were taking made them fat. So it's like all the fat people know how to bag you up, how to bag you off. Don't tell me to get in shape. My medication makes me fat. Really? Really? Like I can't just Google the research and find out the percentage of the population that's taking medication that makes them fat. Clearly, you don't fit in that number. You fat because you have Twinkies in your glove box, in your shoe box, in the silverware drawer, because ain't no silverware and just Twinkies. I know someone personally that eats and goes to bed, food by the dresser. The body positivity movement has gone mainstream. After years of slender only models, New York Fashion Week saw a substantial number of plus size women strutting down the runway. There it is. Society has to have lowered expectations of physical health because people don't want to go to war. They don't want to go to war. They don't want to go to war. They don't want to put more effort, focus, and commitment behind the progressive thoughts that they have. They don't want to add the manpower or put the resources in it. They don't want to invest in a winning strategy. It's true. If you're up late with me, I want you to know that there were 5 major battles in the Civil War, but none bigger, bloodier, or badder than the Battle of Gettysburg, when the South had invaded the North. The nerve of them. But they were winning. It's the campaign to break the spirit of the North. The old you, the broke you, the fat you. I'm telling you, don't want to go nowhere. So let's have a conversation. This podcast is being brought to you courtesy of the First Step Coaching Program. I'm not going to get salesy and preachy, but look, the bottom line is First Step Coaching is what you need. It's the manpower that you need to deploy against the old you, the you are now, the you want to change. If not now, then when? 2023. I don't know what it was for you. I don't know how many battles you lost or won trying to change your life. But if you're real, you're going to admit that you didn't even consider that you needed more manpower and you needed to invest more resources into that fight. If you're real, you admit you thought it was going to be easy. You saw an ad. Hello, my name is TEDx. And through our talks, will it motivate you to be in shape in no time? Give us 45 days and follow this structured routine, and you'll see marked changes. Or you saw this is Weight Watchers. Eat food from these small boxes 3 times a day, and you'll lose an average of 100 pounds in 3 months. They made you think it was going to be easy. So when the South invaded your new program, you had no manpower, no resources put behind. You had no winning strategy. So the South invaded and won. And that's why you looped right back to where you were. CTA. The call to action is simple. Look in the description of this podcast on YouTube at Taibu Mu'addib 4019. Download the workbook. Start doing the work. If you're ready for your one-on-one coaching experience, go to calendly.com/Coach Taibu. Get on my calendar. And I only have 3 spots a day for a reason. Because I'm busy, people, helping people. Someone like, you only have 3 spots. I'm busy helping people. My production schedule takes up a good half of my day right there. I have to respond to you. I don't want a college intern just yet being the first voice that you guys hear. I want you to hear from me. Yeah, only 3 slots a day. So you better jump in there. I'm talking about I got the gold tickets out there. I'm giving away free resources, $250. I'm telling you right now. And then in January, everything's gonna be subscription based, so I can begin my dating show. Help some of y'all find real love. Yeah. If you want me, come get this coaching. You can inbox me your number, your email address. I'll reach out to you right there. What do you need? Okay, let's talk about it. You got 15 minutes of fame. I'll give you 15 minutes to plead your case to get on my coaching program. But I will say this. Whether you employ me or not, add resources and manpower and draw the line and take yourself to war. Now, any questions? Anyone? 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 No questions? I appreciate you guys for staying up late with me. That is my time. Tomorrow morning, 8:05 a.m., the sharecropper report. We'll look at the origins of predatory lending. It's from me to you. I'm Taibu Mu'addib. Get to know me. And if you really are going to make a New Year's resolution this year, you might want to think about going to war. I mean it. Do it. Don't be scared. All right, I logged off. I usually give you guys a little extra over here. I gave my tip for the day earlier. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is to think seriously about the amount of effort you're putting in to the new you, to the new direction you want to go. How much effort? Start with a measurable. From 1 to 10, 2023, 1 to 10. What was your level of effort that you put in to the real goal that you had set for that year? And if you hadn't declared a goal for 2023, are you going to declare one for 24? And when you do, what level of effort do you want to put behind it? We'll start there. The foundation. You have to build your way up. If you're not going to increase your level of effort, there's no sense in making a plan. There's no sense in me providing you with the winning strategy if you're not going to put more effort than you are right now into what you say you're about. This is what works, people. This is the proven method. It changes life. This is a change agent. Download the EFC workbook. Get started. Reach out to me. Inbox me. Right? If you really want help now, go to calendly.com. It's right there. / Coach Taibu and get on my calendar. I appreciate you guys. Really, I really do for staying up with me this late. Tomorrow, I should be ready to go at 9:30. So if you want more Live Your Truth, want more Civil War, tomorrow we're gonna talk about what's at stake. So more what's at stake conversation. I want you guys to know how important it is to start that change, because the Civil War lasted a number of years and yours is too. So don't wait to get started. I'm ready to coach your success. I'm ready to coach your future. I'm ready to coach you into the new life you want to live. Taibu Mu'addib, all I do is motivate. Let's go.